You can judge me all you want, but leave me alone. Just give me a sentence of what happened and let's end the book here. Questionable. I'm having a wonderful time so far. Hello, gorgeous readers, and welcome back to another reading vlog. This time we are doing how much do I read in a week. So I'm taking you with me on a full week, Monday to Sunday, and each day I'm going to tell you how many pages I read and how long that I read for, and then as we go along we're going to do our weekly totals, and then we'll create our one big total at the end. Now, for context, I am not unemployed. I work. I actually have two jobs. So I work part-time in retail, and I'm also a freelance social media manager. So my retail job is about 3 to 4 days a week. This particular week, it's 4 days. So I will be working 4 days. And then for my freelance job, I set my own hours for that, which is fantastic. But we're going to do probably about a day and a half of work on that one as well. So really we'll be working about maybe 5.5 days, as well as obviously reading. So that's the context to it. Maybe one day we'll do like a full week off vlog, but for this week, we're not doing that. I have two jobs, and this is how much I read in a week with those two jobs. I am actually filming this intro after the week has passed, so I already know what we're in for, and I had a wonderful time. Not to spoil it, but I had a wonderful time, and I hope you will as well. So without further ado, let's just get straight into Monday. Hello besties, it is currently Monday, so I've been at work today and I've also just been sat doing some of my freelance work, which I do from home, and I'm now going to make my tea, and I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to keep going with my freelance work or whether I'm going to stop, read for a bit, then maybe pick it back up, or whether I should just have my tea, get back to some work, and then read for a more consistent period of time. I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably going to have my tea, finish out some work, and then I'll get to reading. So I am currently reading Mostly Human Resources by Grace Vile, which is an ARC that I got from Netgalley, so it's not out yet. And I'll be honest, I'm not really loving it. I'm very much reading it just to get through it at the minute. I'm kind of hoping that it picks up, but at the minute I'm just dragging my way through. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated on that one. But I've got to finish that first because I want to just get it done so that I can leave my feedback. And then I think I'm going to move on to a small town romance next. I have it in my head what I'm going to move on to next. So I'll let you know when we get there. And then after that, I have a reading vlog planned, an exciting reading vlog planned, and I have a series that I need to read for that. So I'm hoping that this week we will be able to get onto that. And I'll tell you about it when we get there. But yeah, so I think that I've done no reading today. I've done no reading today. I've had no time. I've been at work. And it's about 6 p.m. now. So I'm going to have my tea. I think I'm going to do some more work and then I'll read. But I will catch up and I will let you know how many pages that I read today and then how long I spend reading. It is now Tuesday and I am thrilled to say that I finally made it through the ARC. We finished the ARC last night. I won't lie, didn't love it. Didn't love it, wasn't my favourite. I don't want to talk too much about it because again, it's not out yet. But essentially the concept and the plot, loved that. It was Appalachian Mountains, monsters, cryptids. The potential was so there for me to just eat it up. But unfortunately, what let it down was the characterization. Did not like the main female character at all. And given that she was 80% of the book's POV, yeah, it just didn't work for me. And then we got to the end and things hadn't wrapped up, and then I did some research and I realised it was going to be a trilogy, and I was just kind of like, okay, not the book for me. I've left my feedback, I've left all my reviews, so if you want to see my full review, you can check it out on any of my profiles. I've got Goodreads, Fable and Storygraph because I just simply cannot choose one. So you can check it out. But yeah, didn't love it. However, it does mean that we have a good Monday total. So on Monday, we read 175 pages and we read for 2 hours. Technically 2 hours and 4 minutes, but I'm just going to round it down to 2 hours. So that's our Monday total. So I'm thrilled with that for Monday. It is now Tuesday, as I said, and I've just been doing some work today. I think it's about 4 p.m. I've still got some work to do, so I need to finish that up, my freelance job that I do from home. I need to finish that, but then after that, I'm going to get stuck into a new read, which is also an arc. Okay, I know, but it's coming out on May 15th. So it's totally fine. It's going to come out so soon. And it's an author that I have read before, which I'm very excited for. So I'm going to read Edge of Falling by Sophie Hamilton. Now this is book 3 in her, I think it's called Pine Springs series. I read the first book, More Than Nothing, because she actually commented on one of my TikToks a while ago and said, oh hey, like if you like these books, you might like my book. And I thought, do you know what? That sounds like something I would like. So I downloaded it, read it, loved it, and then I've been meaning to read the second book in the series, so I was going to read that before I read Edge of Falling, but because it comes out on May 15th, I don't know if I'll have time to read book 2, this book 3, review it before it comes out because it's an arc, and then also meet my deadline of the next reading vlog that I'm going to do, which we'll get to. So even though it's like, they're like interconnected standalones, I think they're like part of the same series. I'm not necessarily sure because I haven't read anything more than book 1 if the characters feature in like the later books or not. So we'll find out. But honestly, it's not really that rogue of a thing to do for me to just jump in between series. Is like, as we know with Sparrow Falls, I read book 1, then I read book 6, and then I went back to 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm just going to jump ahead and I'm just going to read book 3. So I'm going to read Edge of Falling by Sophie Hamilton. That's going to be my next read, but I've got some more work to do today, so I need to do that. So I will probably check in with you with my final Tuesday totals tomorrow. I realise that I'm not doing them on the day, but that's mainly because most of my reading time is like at night time. Like it's at bedtime, okay? And I spend the majority of that time in my like bed cocoon. Yeah, which if you've seen some of my other reading vlogs, you've had a peek into what that looks like, but mostly no one needs to see that. So I will be doing the updates like the next day. So I've done Monday's updates today on Tuesday, and then tomorrow on Wednesday I'll give you Tuesday's updates. It's fine, it'll all make sense, but yeah, that is my day today. So I'm gonna finish my work for the day and then I'm gonna dive into reading. Hello besties, it is now Wednesday. The sun is shining. It has been a beautiful day. Now, going back to yesterday, Tuesday, I spent a lot more time working than I would have liked to. So I actually didn't get a lot of reading done because by the time that I'd finished work, I'd had my tea, I wanted to go on my walking pad for a bit, then I had to shower and wash my hair, you know, being an adult is hard. I actually only managed to get about 2 hours of reading done yesterday, but I will say that I made the fatal error of putting YouTube on while I was reading because I thought I'll just have a bit of background noise, and then I ended up getting distracted. So even though I read for 2 hours, I only read 80 pages. So I read about 27% of the ebook that I'm reading, and I worked out that that's about 80 pages. So not loads of reading done, but our totals for yesterday were 80 pages and 2 hours, and that makes our weekly total about 255 pages and 4 hours of reading so far. Now, as for the book I am currently reading, I am reading Edge of Falling by Sophie Hamilton. Now, Sophie Hamilton is the author of her debut series, which is Pine Springs, and the first book in the series is More Than Nothing. The author, she commented on one of my TikToks, and I discovered the book and I absolutely loved the book. So I knew that I was going to enjoy this book. I knew I was going to have a good time, you know, and that's exactly what I'm having. I'm having a good time. Now, I am reading it as an arc, but it comes out on May 15th. So by the time you see this video, it's either already out or it's coming in like literally like a few days. So I don't feel as bad yapping on about this one because it's coming so soon. So if you wanted to read it, you could read it immediately. But also there are 2 books that you can read right now in the series prior to that because it's an interconnected standalone series. So there's 2 books that you could read right now, and then you'd be just in time for the 3rd one coming out. So this is classic angsty small town romance, and as I said, I'm having a good time. I will say I was not expecting to feel so personally attacked by the main female character because she has a lot of similar traits to me. The main one being that she essentially doesn't do relationships because she doesn't want to let someone into her life and trust them, only for them to let her down. And same girl. That's a therapy session we could do together. And then as for Tanner, everybody needs a Tanner in their life. He is classic, like, I know you can do it by yourself, but let me help anyway. And if that isn't just the man we all need, you know, give me 10. Honestly, give me 10 of them. I mean, it would be great to find just one. But if you could find 10, perfect. So I'm loving their dynamic so far. I will say in the blurb, like the whole reckless lie thing, it's more of a deal in the blurb than I think it is in the book, for me personally. But I'm having a good time. I'm about 70% of the way in, so I'm going to finish reading tonight because I've managed to get a lot of reading done today because I had a free day. So I've got about 70% in, and I'm going to finish that tonight. And then as for the next book that I want to read, I was originally going to start reading the series that I've planned my next reading vlog around. But I kind of want to maybe break up the like contemporary romance kind of vibe with romantasy. So I'll decide that later on tonight and I'll let you know. But so far, having a great time. Happy Wednesday. And I will check in with you tomorrow. I'm coming at you from a different location today because I didn't want this reading vlog to literally just be me filming updates in my bedroom on my bed. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a little car update today. Let's do a little car update for Thursday. Before we get onto Thursday though, let's talk about Wednesday. So yesterday was a good reading day. I managed to finish Edge of Falling by Sophie Hamilton and I gave it 4 stars overall. I really enjoyed it. It was just classic small town angsty romance. Like I was basically just there for like the love story, like which is what I want from a romance. I'm just there for the love story. There was you know, there was plot mixed in there. There was a couple of twists. A couple of them I predicted, but you know what? I'm not mad about it because either way, I had a good time. So yesterday I read 286 pages, so it was the other 73% of the book, and we read for 3 hours and 50 minutes. This makes our weekly total so far 566 pages and 7 hours and 50 minutes of reading time. So that is our total for Monday to Wednesday. As for today, so yesterday I mentioned that I wasn't sure what book I was going to pick up after Edge of Falling. I kind of wanted a bit of a romantasy vibe, and that is still true. However, I am going to be ending up reading 2 different books today. So I had quite a bit of driving that I had to do and like sitting in the car and like waiting. And I remembered that I had started the audiobook for My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney on one of my many trips lately for work. So I'd started the audiobook for that and I thought, okay, I've got like about a hour that I need, like I'm going to spend in the car. So I'll just keep going with that. And I have to say, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know where this is going. Heard good things. Okay. Just like background noise, that kind of thing. That changed rapidly because something happened that genuinely made me drop my jaw. Like I actually dropped my jaw and it's getting interesting. I thought I knew where this book was going. I really did. I thought I knew where this book was going. So far I don't know what is happening at all, but I am very intrigued to see where it's going. But because I am listening to that on audiobook, I am also going to be reading a physical book now while I visit my mum. I'm going to be reading a physical book and I've decided to start, I think it's called, I'm remembering this off the top of my head because I'm filming on my phone and I can't check. I believe it's called The Deathless One by Emma Ham. If I am wrong, I will correct myself here. But yeah, that's like a romantasy. I think it's like a trilogy, or at least it's due to be a trilogy. But the first book just sounds really interesting and I think it'll be good. It's under 400 pages. So I want like a romantasy break and apparently a thriller break. So I'm having like a thriller and a romantasy break before I dive back into the contemporary romance for my next reading vlog. So that's my day today. I have done some listening of my audiobook. I'm going to start The Deathless One. And then when I get home later, I'm probably going to continue with The Deathless One. And then I'll probably save the audiobook of My Husband's Wife for when I am driving. However, I am at work basically all this weekend, Friday to Sunday. So I might actually like spend, you know, like if I'm like making my tea, doing some washing, whatever, that kind of thing, I might listen to the audiobook so that I can have that going while I'm doing other things and I can't be like physically reading. So yeah, so I think I'm going to do that, but obviously I will update you tomorrow with my totals so far. But yeah, I think we've been doing well. I think we've been doing well this week. We've finished a book and then we've read a book, and then hopefully I'll be able to finish My Husband's Wife audiobook, read the Deathless one, and then maybe it might be optimistic to think that we could maybe finish a whole nother book, but we might just make it 3 full books, half a book, and half an audiobook. But we'll see. I'll check in with you again tomorrow. We are back on the bed and it is now Friday. I have been at work today. It is now the evening and I did manage to get a little bit of reading done at work. The place that I work, the retail place that I work, we have like 2 shops and there's a smaller gift shop which you're just in by yourself. And it gets quite quiet sometimes, so they always tell you to bring a book. And again, say less, you know? So I got a little bit of reading done. I didn't get loads, but I also progressed a little bit with the audiobook of My Husband's Wife because I listened to that on the drive to and from work. However, today is about Thursday's totals, and Thursday was the best day of reading that we've had so far this week. So on Thursday, we were reading The Deathless One, which is a romantasy, and we were also listening to the audiobook of My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. Now, in total, I did have to work this out because obviously I'm listening to the audiobook, so it doesn't give you page numbers. So I had to do some maths, and that's not my strong suit. It's honestly basically my worst suit. But I think it was around 83 pages of My Husband's Wife, the audiobook, and then 170 pages of The Deathless One. So in total, that makes 253 pages read on Thursday, and we read for 4 hours and 23 minutes. So like I said, the most so far, primarily because I'm trying my best to jump on board the audiobook train and listen to audiobooks while I'm like driving and doing other things so that I can get more reading done. They're not my favorite things in the world. I still do prefer to like just physically read, but I will say it is great for getting through things when I can't just sit and read. So let's do our weekly total so far. So Monday to Thursday, I read 819 pages and I read for 12 hours and 13 minutes. Very specific. I'm trying my best to be as on the timer as I possibly can. I start it as soon as I start reading and then I end it when I finished reading. So I'm really doing my best to get this as accurate as possible. Sometimes I do forget because I'm a forgetful person, but I think I've done pretty well this week, so I'm very proud of myself. So yeah, 819 pages so far and 12 hours and 13 minutes. And then, like I said, today I've been at work. I have managed to get some reading done. However, it's now the end of the day, which means that I'm probably going to make my tea. I'm probably going to go on my walking pad again because it's a very stationary job that I have. I just sit. And then I'm going to continue reading. I reckon that I'll be able to finish The Deathless One today. Like, I reckon that I'll get that finished today. And that'll be another book ticked off our list. So, my thoughts on that so far. I am enjoying it. I'm nearly like 70% in now? Like, I'm something like that. And I am enjoying it. I will say at the current moment in time, I'm not really sure how we're wrapping things up. Like, I know that it's a trilogy, so I know that there's this book, and then I did, because I am a sucker for doing that to myself, I did read the blurb for the second book just to make sure that everything was okay after the first book, even though I hadn't read it yet. Listen, sometimes I just need to do that, okay? Don't leave me alone, okay? You can judge me all you want, but leave me alone. Leave me alone. So I read the blurb for the second book, and based on the blurb for the second book, I don't understand how we're wrapping things up. In book 1 yet. I will say I really like the concept and I'm loving like the romance aspect of it. That is great. But yeah, we've really picked up the pace now. I find that with most like romantasy and fantasy books, like the pace really starts slow. And I like when books are paced, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just don't want to stop reading. So like I definitely didn't have that like, oh, I can't be bothered to read this book with this one. Like, I was enjoying it and eager to find out what was next, but the pace has definitely like increased now because we had like a little bit of the world building, setting up the plot. Then we were kind of just in one place for a little while, but now we've kind of we've started moving, which is great. But yeah, I'm not really sure how we're going to do what we set out to do. But I'm enjoying the romance aspect. So it's good so far. It's good. It's not amazing, but it is good. So I'm enjoying that so far. As for My Husband's Wife, the audiobook. Now, if you didn't get this vibe from me, I am a very impatient person. So the problem with like big long series, and I'm now discovering with like thrillers as well, is that I am like, okay, but what happened? Like, so I'm like, okay, we've set it up. The thing that the thriller is about, we've set it up, we've done it. I'm now invested because I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? Who is who? You know, who did bad, basically. And then of course, for the story, for the plot, it's like dragged out a little bit, whereas I'm like, no, just give me a sentence of what happened. Like, just give me a sentence of what happened and let's end the book here. Which I know is annoying. So yeah, at the minute I'm just like, okay, like I'm just waiting for like the next big revelation to happen, because we're like building up to things, we're like alluding things, but nothing's like actually happened yet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? So otherwise I'm enjoying it though. I do think I would say I have no clue. I obviously don't 100% know if I have no clue yet, because I don't know what the outcome is. But I don't think I have a clue what's happening. But I'll come back to you, obviously, when I finish it, if that turns out to be not the case. And I do know what's happening. Anyway, so yeah, I'm annoyed because I really want to know. I really want to know what happens. So I might have to keep listening to the audiobook for that one. And then, yeah, the romantasy book, sorry. It is good. It's not amazing, but I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. And isn't that what we all want? So, yeah, that is my Friday update for you. Like I said, I'm going to go and get my tea now because I'm hungry. So I'm going to go get my tea. Probably going to walk on the walking pad for a little bit, read some of my book, and then I'll just probably get right into bed and just finish reading for the day. I'll check in with you all tomorrow. Hello again. It is now Saturday. I'll be dead honest. I've tried to film this so many times and I'm just, and it's just not going right. It's just not going right. But I just need to get a grip. And I just need to deal with it. So it's Saturday. It's about 6:30 on Saturday. I've been at work today, so I've not really done that much reading. But first, before we get into Saturday, before we even touch it, I want to talk about Friday. So let's do our Friday totals. So yesterday I was reading The Deathless One by Emma Hamm, and I was also listening to the audiobook of My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. Now I managed to finish The Deathless One. I haven't quite finished the audiobook yet, but in total on Friday we read 214 pages and we read for 3 hours and 5 minutes. Obviously when I say read, I am including the listening time for audiobooks, but it all counts as reading, so it just all goes to the same total. Now, that means that my weekly total so far, so my Monday to Friday reading total, is 1,033 pages, and we read for 15 hours and 17 minutes. Which, when you put it into a number like that, it sounds like a lot, but honestly, there's nothing else I'd rather spend 15 hours doing. So it's totally fine. But that is our weekly total so far. As I mentioned, I finished The Deathless One by Emma Hamm yesterday. I wasn't planning on finishing the book. I was just going to read for about 20 minutes and then I was going to put the telly on. But I was just engrossed. And I ended up reading for like 2 hours because I just wanted to finish the book. So I think that being said, I think that I would give it a 3.75. For me, my favourite aspect of the book was the romance, was the main characters and that relationship forming, which, to be honest, in a romantasy, that's primarily what I want. Like, the plot was kind of secondary to me, and to be honest, I wouldn't necessarily say the plot was like standout or anything like that. I think that there was a lot of instances where there seemed to be this urgency, like there seemed to be this urgent need to like move forward and progress, but then like weeks would pass or like a week would pass and I would kind of be like, where's the urgency if we're just passing time by doing basically nothing? Like, there was quite a few instances where we were in the same place a lot, and I just felt like I don't understand what we're doing here, like what the aim is here. Like, I know the overall aim, but like certain little bits I was just kind of like, okay, I'm just a bit confused. So the plot was just fallen off. It was just, I was letting it roll off my back. I was mainly focused on the romance aspect, and I really, really enjoyed the romance aspect. There were so many great, like romantasy top tier quotes, like very touch her and die, just great, just great. I really enjoyed that, which is why it gets the 3.75 for me. But I will say that I think I'm going to leave it at one book. So it is a trilogy, but I think I'm just going to leave it at one book. I'm quite happy with what I read in book one, and I read a little snippet of book two at the end of book one, and I just think I'm happy to leave it at book one. I don't necessarily think that I care enough about the plot to continue it, and I think that I will just end up being frustrated because I reckon that there'll probably be some, you know, romance strain, as there usually is in romantasy or fancy romance books as part of like the conflict. I'm just going to leave it as is, but it gets 3.75 stars from me. Now, My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. So I've not finished that yet, but I've got about 1 hour and 39 minutes left. So I have been listening to it today while I've been in the car, and I am just going to get it finished today. So I'm listening to it on 1.8 times speed. So I reckon that's probably about actually like 50 minutes left. So I'm just going to get it done. I just want to know what happened now. Like I'm over like it being dragged out now. Like I'm like ready to know what happened. I was quite excited. I was like really loving it because I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea where this is going to go. Now I kind of feel like I know where it's going again. Like it was like my original thought, but I thought we'd gone off. But I feel like we've kind of gone back. But I'm not going to say that for sure because I haven't finished it yet. So it still could throw me another curveball. I'll let you know. But it is what I thought it was going to be. Then I'm kind of just like, oh, okay. But I hope not. I hope it's something different. But yeah, so plan for today, plan for this evening is to just get started on that, get that finished. And then the next book that I'm going to read, I've been teasing it all week. I've been telling you that I'm reading a contemporary romance series for my next reading vlog. But I haven't told you what it is because I wanted to make sure that we get that. I wanted to make sure that we got to it before I told you what it was. And here we are. We have arrived. Now this series is very topical at the minute because it is about to come out on Amazon Prime as a TV series. And if you hadn't guessed it, it is indeed the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy. As you can tell, I got this book a while ago because this is like an original cover and it's also like not really the right size of like a normal paperback book. But anyway, I'll call it vintage. What can I say? I started reading this book a long time ago, and I think I got to about 136 pages. I still had the bookmark in it until not that long ago, and I just stopped reading it for whatever reason. I don't think there was anything specific. I think it was one of those things where like I just left it and I just didn't pick it up again. However, with the new series coming out, I want to be prepared. I need to know who all of these characters are because I will be watching it. I need to know who all these characters are, and I want to know their stories from the book before I watch the show, which could be detrimental because I could end up actually not liking the TV adaptation based on the books, but it's fine. It's fine. What I want to do is I want to delve into this universe in book form first and then watch it on Prime. So yes, the next book I'll be reading is The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which is the first book of her Off-Campus series. There's 5 books in her Off-Campus series, and then there's like a spin-off series, I think it is, like a legacy series. I'm just going to be reading, so I'm primarily going to be reading the main 4. I'll talk about this more in like the actual reading vlog for this, but I'm just going to be reading the main 4, and then maybe the legacy, which is like a collection of novellas from all of these characters, if I've got time. But we're going to start with The Deal. We're going to start with The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and that will be my next reading vlog. So basically, as soon as I finish filming this, I'm going straight into filming that. But hopefully, we should get an okay amount of this book read tomorrow on Sunday, and then I can give you my reading, like my final wrap up, like my final weekly total on Monday, from Monday to Sunday, and then we could just get stuck straight in. But I'm excited. I love a little series to binge and get into. I love an interconnected standalone because I love to be able to pick my favorite characters. So obviously in that vlog I will be telling you who my favorite characters were. But yeah, that's what we're going to be reading next. But tonight, we're going to finish that audiobook. We might start on this, or we might just chill and watch the telly a little bit, and then start on this tomorrow. I haven't quite decided yet. But yeah, it's been a good week so far. It's not over yet, of course. I will check in with you tomorrow on Sunday, obviously, and we'll do our final tours on Monday. But yeah, that's my Saturday wrap up. I'm gonna stop yapping now because I've been yapping for a very long time, because I've been trying to film this for a very long time. So I'm gonna stop yapping, and I'm just gonna get my audiobook finished, and I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna enjoy a chill Saturday night, and I hope you're doing exactly the same. We have so much to catch up on. First, look at this adorable keyring that I got today. I mean, excuse me? Hello? Absolute cutie patootie. Second, I bought something else today. I'm obsessed, right? So, they're these like little bow bun, like little stress squidgy toys, and it's like a surprise. So you don't actually know what colour you're gonna get. Guess what colour I got? Okay, guess. They come in this cute little steamer, like pot thing, and then look what colour we got. It's pink. How cute is that? Seriously, how cute is that? I'm obsessed. It's so cute. Like, look at it. Oh no, his eyes. So that's what I've done with my adult money today. What have you done with your adult money today? Because I bought a squeezy dumpling and a little bat. Anyway, back to reading. So yesterday I read more than I expected to, because I was planning on just finishing My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney, the audiobook. Now, I did finish that, as you will probably have seen, because I filmed my reaction to like the last, I think it was like 2 chapters or something like that. I filmed my reaction. So you can already tell from my face what I thought about it. We'll get to that. Let's just wrap up Saturday first, and then we'll get to our thoughts, okay? So, on Saturday, I read about 166 pages, and I say about because I can track it with the book, but with the audiobook, again, it's very vague. It seems like every single time I go to check the page numbers for the book, it changes. I don't know why. Anyway, roughly 166 pages, and we read for 2 hours and 30 minutes. And the other book that I was reading is I Did Indeed Start the Deal by Elle Kennedy. But again, we will get to that. So, that is Saturday's total. 166 pages, 2 hours and 30 minutes of reading. Which means that our weekly total so far is 1,199 pages, and we've read for 17 hours and 47 minutes. So more than 2 full work days. I'm having a great time. So that is our weekly total so far, our Monday to Saturday weekly total. Now, let's return to My Husband's Wife, which is the book that I finished yesterday. I was listening to it on audiobook and I finished it yesterday. Yeah, my reaction says it all. So I started the book and I was kind of like, not sure where this is going. Then it got interesting and I was like, I'm really not sure where this is going. And then I've documented all of this. And then I got to a point where I was like, oh my God, do I know where this is going? No. No. I did not know where it was going. I guessed an element of it, but when I tell you the last like 10, 15 chapters, absolute batshit. Honestly, I was like, what is happening? I was struggling to keep up with what is happening because it was just like plot twist after plot twist after plot twist after plot twist after plot twist. Now, usually that's something that I would enjoy in my thrillers. Like, I don't want to guess the ending. If I guess the ending, no, it's not good. I've not had a good time. But so obviously didn't guess the ending, and there was a lot of crazy stuff. There was a lot of crazy stuff that we just threw in there, and I was like, okay, wow, this is all, I did not see this coming. However, in my opinion, if you are going to throw in plot twists that happen, they need to be like not plot holes. Like, they need to make sense within the plot in terms of what you have written before the plot twist needs to still make sense after the plot twist. So I'm not talking about like giving it away or like alluding to like the plot twist, because obviously then that would ruin it. But I mean like just stuff that make no sense. We threw in some random stuff that I'm like, but that doesn't make any sense. One, with what we know, and two, with how we finished. Like, at one point, I'm not going to spoil it, but at one point, we get a random POV. Like, right near the end, we get a random POV that is kind of like, okay, like, are we going somewhere with this? And the answer is no. The answer is we went nowhere. So that POV was entirely pointless. And also what they were alluding to was just, like, it's not what happened in the end. Like, it just... So my reaction, where I was like, I have so many questions, was not because I was like, oh my God, that was such a good plot twist, I have so many questions. It was, I have so many questions because there are so many things that were not wrapped up, like tied up rightly, like that the questions were not answered. Like, that you gave me a question, you gave me something to question, and then you didn't finish the answer. And not even just in that, like, oh, you'll just never know. Like, genuinely just, why was that there? Why was this stuff there? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do a plot twist, I love a plot twist, and I don't want to know about it, but I would expect it to, like, wrap up. So, like, my review was essentially, so I gave it a 2.75 stars, purely because I did not see the plot twist coming. And from a thriller, that's what I want. Like, I gave Never Lie by Frida McFadden 5 stars, because that plot twist, like, came out of nowhere for me, personally, and I gave it 5 stars on vibes alone, right? Even though I do think that there was probably some slight inconsistencies in the plot, if I was to go back and read it again. However, in this one, there was just too many for me to ignore. And it made me frustrated because I feel like I was being led in certain directions. And not in a way where it's like, oh, we're trying to mislead you deliberately to get to this point. Like, I just feel like there was a lot of it that was just, it was just very random and very unnecessary. So I gave it a 2.75 stars because I just said, like, I just felt like there was too many, like, plot holes and inconsistencies. Even though I enjoyed the plot twist, I enjoyed the, like, oh my gosh, what just happened? There was just too many inconsistencies for me. So I gave it a 2.75 stars. I just thought there was too much. We just put too much in there, too much like crazy plot twists in there, but they didn't have a reason. Like, they didn't have a reason, they didn't have a relevance, they didn't match up. Like, we'd get the answers to something, but previously, earlier in the book, we'd been in those people's heads. We'd had their POV, and the way that they were talking was like a complete contradiction to what we actually found out happened. Like, again, it's very hard to say it without spoiling it, and I obviously don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to keep going anymore. So if you've read the book and you understand what I mean, then we can talk in the comments. If you're going to leave spoilers, just let everybody know that you're giving spoilers. Otherwise, we can just be vague and allude to certain things. But if you also thought there was quite a lot of plot holes and just quite a lot of things that just didn't really make sense overall, like once we got to the very end, then let me know down below. But we finished it. We finished My Husband's Wife, and I had a good time listening to the audiobook this week, and it gave me a lot of like more chance to read when I wouldn't usually be like sat in front of a book. Now, next thing is I did indeed start The Deal by Elle Kennedy. So I don't remember a single thing that I previously read, however many years ago it was, of this book. Like, I was reading it and I was like, I have no reference, I have no memory point. Even though I read 136 pages, I think it was, I have no reference point for it. So I was essentially reading a brand new book, right? And I'm having a wonderful time so far. Like, why have I slept on this for so long? Like, seriously, why have I slept on it for so long? I mean, some of the things that he says and some of his behaviours, and the behaviors of his friends, who are, you know, are the characters, the male main characters for this interconnected standalone series, questionable. Yeah, questionable. Certain things that we say and certain ways that we act are just no. But I'm that is their redemption arcs haven't come yet. Like, their redemption arcs, I assume, are coming. I've only read 68 pages so far, so their redemption arcs will come. They're not like not redeemable right now. It's just certain things that they're saying just like makes the woman in me just like. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm here for the ride, and I'm having a great time. I genuinely am having a lovely time. Like, I didn't want to start reading this book last night. I just put it down because I was like, well, girl, you gotta go to bed. You can't work in the morning. You gotta go to bed. I didn't want to put it down, and I cannot wait to pick this up and keep reading this tonight. Yeah, I'm just having a wonderful time. I just feel like it's just, it's exactly what I want from a romance. It's exactly what I want from a romance. Like, they are just in each other's orbits all of the time. Like almost every single chapter, from like so near the beginning, they're just in each other's orbits, like all of the time. Like, and it's just, that's what I want. Okay, there can be push, pull, there can be chase, there could be tension, there can be angst, there could be, you know, the plot that happens for us to get to like where they don't get together until however long into the book, you know, third act conflict, blah blah blah. There can be all of that, but I still want them to be in each other's orbits. I want them together. I absolutely want the side characters as well, so I want little glimpses of them, because obviously we're going to have them in the rest of the series, and I want to see those glimpses. But I want the couple to be the focus of my book, and that is what this is. That's exactly what this feels like, and I'm so excited to continue. And the thing is that, like, fake dating, not my favorite. Genuinely not my favorite. But I feel like I'm gonna love it in this. And I think there's another one, like one of the later books. I think it's like One Night Stand is one of the tropes, and again, not my favorite. But I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it. I mean, I don't know. I'll obviously confirm or deny when we get there. But yeah, I'm loving this so far. I'm gonna repeat myself probably in my reading vlog for the off-campus series when I get, like, I'll do like an update when I'm like halfway through. So I'm probably gonna repeat myself, but I still wanted to give a tease of how much I'm enjoying it in this vlog as well, because I'm obviously still reading it in this vlog. This vlog is not over yet. We've still got today. We've still got the amount of reading that I'm gonna do today before we wrap it up tomorrow, and that'll be the end of my how much I read in a week. So yeah, overall, I'm just having a good day today. I'm just having a good day. I got me bat. I got me bao bun. I finished a thriller. Did I love it? No. But you know what? That's fine. And I'm reading another book, and I'm having a great time. So yeah, it is like, it is 7:20. So I've been at work today. I was at work for a longer period of time today. So I am going to get my tea, and then I'm going to chill for a little bit, and then I'm going to keep reading my book, and yeah, just have a wonderful end of the week reading and end to this reading vlog. Obviously, we're not done yet. I'll still give you my final thoughts, my final wrap up. But yeah, I've had fun this week. I hope you guys have had fun this week. Again, I'm talking as if this is finished, but I just wanted to say I'm having a good time. I've actually really enjoyed it. Like, usually I just completely forget to track what I'm reading, even when I do like posts on like Instagram or TikTok where it's like how much I read in a week. I usually forget to track it, but like this has made me track it, and I've just had fun. I just had so much fun. Even though not every single book was a win, like, that's just gonna happen. Either way, like, I enjoy reading, so I have a good time regardless. And I hope you've had a good time regardless with my yap. I've yapped a lot today, so I can literally see how long I've yapped for. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to enjoy my Sunday evening. I hope you're enjoying whatever time you're watching this, whatever day you're watching this. I hope you're having a wonderful time. And I will catch up with you for our final wrap up of the week tomorrow. Hello, gorgeous besties. That is it. We have reached the end of this reading vlog. We have read together for an entire week, and it is time to do our weekly total. So last night I just kept reading more of The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and I read 143 pages and 1 hour and 50 minutes. So that is our Sunday total, which means that our total Monday to Sunday total is 1,342 pages read, and we read for 19 hours and 37 minutes. Yeah, I know. I'm shocked as well. how much time I can put into reading sometimes. But that's it. That's our weekly total. And here is a recap of every single book that I read and what I rated them. Thank you so much for watching this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a wonderful time. I had a really, really nice time. Just kind of mood reading. I know I had some arcs to read and I knew I needed to start the deal. But otherwise, it was kind of just a bit of a mood reading week. And I had fun. I had so much fun like, coming on every single day and like updating you about my progress and how it all is. And it's all part of my plan to get better at reading vlogs because I love to watch a reading vlog. And so I'm hoping that I can create that kind of like comfort content for other people who love to watch reading vlogs and love to see people's opinions on books. I'm still getting a little bit better at like the format. I'm still learning like the format and making sure that I'm actually keeping up and I'm actually updating you about the books and that kind of thing. But it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. I'm a little baby channel. So it's a work in progress, but I hope you enjoyed. If you did make it all the way to the end, give yourself a pat on the back because my God, can I yap? I seriously can yap. God knows how long this vlog is going to be. Probably long, but massive thank you so much if you did make it all the way to the end, and please give it a like if you did enjoy it, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I do just want a disclaimer that not every single week looks like this for me. There are some weeks where I do not read at all. This week I was just feeling inspired. Obviously I was doing this vlog, and doing these vlogs and like making content is actually really helping me to be able to read when sometimes I don't feel like I'm necessarily in the mood, which I also will just not read if I'm not in the mood, but it's like giving me kind of like something to do. It's like a little hobby for me of like, my hobby was already reading. Like literally that was my only hobby that I ever did was reading. But now I get to like create content about it and talk to you guys about it. And it's just making me like pick up books that I maybe wouldn't necessarily pick up. And yeah, just explore loads of different books and loads of different authors and really like lock in to reading this year, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So I've been having a great time. But I just want to preface by saying, well, not preface, end, whatever the end version of preface is, by saying that I do not read for nearly 20 hours every single week. Sometimes I will read more than that. If I get locked in to like a series, then I will sacrifice sleep to finish that series. It happened, the last time it happened was with the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. I just started reading it, didn't think much of it, and then, you know, 4 days later, I was like, I woke up and it felt like I'd been in a fever dream. But I love doing that. Like, I don't mind sacrificing sleep when I'm like so into a book and I love it so much. Like, again, it's one of those like amazing hobbies and one of those things that I absolutely love to do. But it's not every single week. Sometimes I can go for weeks without reading. Obviously with this channel and with creating content, that probably won't be the case very much anymore, which I'm enjoying. I definitely don't feel like it's a chore. I love to read. But yeah, so even if you read for like 1 hour, 2 hours, or you didn't read it all this week, then it literally doesn't matter. As long as you're enjoying yourself, that's all that counts. Thank you so much for watching again, lovelies, and hopefully I will see you in my next one.